whoever wishes to tango.
I do.
And hello.
Hello. I feel my heart beating very fast. Either after chocolate or in excitement for this.
Or both.
Yeah. And I'm kind of having this focus thing. Sometimes it's just also when you mentioned like imagine your dream, imagine your passion, there's a moment that it gets really blank, and it happens a lot.
Okay.
And I know it's there, this power and these dreams and this passion and this whatever, but it's so often that it's just I just don't feel it, or I think I don't feel it, and yeah, I'm wondering what's happening there, and if there's something I need to do for it, or I can do for it, or I should trust, or I just love to hear something.
Thank you for putting it out there, because many of you wonder about this. We have observed. So there's nothing you need to do. There's absolutely even less that you should do. What you're demanding yourself to do in that moment, and that's why it remains blank, is to come up with something world-shattering, absolutely amazing, breathtaking, really big, don't you? When you think of your passion?
Yeah, there's still some idea of that left, yes.
Well, some is enough to still keep it really, really big.
Yes.
So you're blanking out yourself. Your higher self is not feeding the illusion that it should be anything like that. So nothing comes in that moment. And that is coming from love as well. Things can come in when you open loosely your hand, your heart, and allow anything to land in it, you see. So as you observe around you, or let us move back one step. When we say, follow your heart, follow your highest excitement, to the best of your ability, to the best of your ability, in any given moment, until you can take it no further, without any expectation as to what the outcome should be. That is the complete formula. You cannot possibly leave any single part out of it, or you would have half or 3/4 of the formula, you see. So when we say, follow your highest excitement, and you don't come up with anything in that moment, that means, that shows you have put it out of your reach. You have made it something that you are not able, not capable to take action upon, you see. In any given moment means you can do it right here, right now. So if nothing comes to you, you're looking too far away. There's nothing there. Not really. So look around you. Look around you. For instance, you're at home, at your kitchen table, looking for your highest excitement. It might be in that moment to just stay seated, to enjoy the way the chair is carrying you, to enjoy the way the sunlight is shining into the room and on the table, to enjoy that in the distance you can hear some birds singing. Then you are following your highest excitement, in the enjoyment of that. Do you see this? And when you get a little bored, perhaps, with just sitting there, you get up and you think to yourself, what would be my next most exciting things to do in this moment? And maybe you need, quote unquote, to do some grocery shoppings. Maybe your floor needs cleaning. But in that moment, it doesn't feel like too bad of a thing. And you may want to do that. And while you're cleaning, you think of a friend that you were planning to call for a while. Maybe call them and tell them, well, I have a bit of a loose day. It could really go anywhere. Nothing big happening, I think, right now. Maybe you want to go hang out and have a drink. And maybe they do, because their name didn't come to you by coincidence, you see. And all of these little threads, little puzzle pieces that drop into your head like spontaneous, inspirational bits and pieces don't come out of the blue. you from your higher self level feed yourself exactly what is accessible, what you can take action upon in any given moment. In other words, your highest excitement is always, always reachable, even if circumstances seem very limited. Even then, you are free always to decide for yourself how you wish to respond to these circumstances. You see? Do you understand?
Yeah, and I do. Yeah, and indeed, I'm thinking in my relationship where when I even more seem to lose it.
Like, what do you mean?
Like this impulses or this just coincidences of people coming up or spontaneous plans which can flow.
Yes. So you're familiar with that state of being. Thank you.
I'm familiar with that state of being.
That's what we're talking about.
That's the flow part, and then I'm very familiar when being together and when being in relationship and the triggers that they come with the relationship.
Yes.
Resistance is more on the surface.
Well, we just spoke about that.
Yeah,
and
it's my choice.
Resistance is your friend to allow you to see that there is something else that needs your attention, that you're leaving a puzzle piece out. And as long as you do not look at what is triggering you and don't dismantle that bomb, you're going to keep on walking around with it. And it's probably going to get bigger. That's not because you're punishing yourself. That's because you love yourself. You send yourself wake-up calls, you see. So those that push your buttons are your very best friends. On a higher level, allow you to see that you have buttons to be pushed, which means you can do something with that. You can transform that if you want. So you will become a little bit less buttoned up, you see. So your relationship, your friend, is allowing you to look at this, and you can play with that if you want. You see.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have any questions about this?
Not at the moment.
So you feel with the answer that we gave you before and the little bit that we gave you now about following your excitement, that is something that is always within your reach. Does that help? Does it feel a little bit lighter?
It feels a little bit lighter.
Can you see that you do not have to, or we do not recommend, you judge the idea of a blank appearing when you think of your passion and your dreams? Do not judge it. Because that too, like we said before, comes from love. Your higher self is sending you back to the awareness of what is here right around you.
Yeah.
So that you don't get distracted with things that are further away and right now not relevant for you. And in pushing yourself in the need to have a dream or a big passion that needs to become something really great, the expectation and the tension that you feed it with your mental part, with your mind, actually keeps it from becoming clear to you. Because the way you are asking for it is not a gently, softly opened hand where a feather can fall into. It's a stretched out, demanding hand. I need this. And so there's nothing there because your higher self is saying to you, no, you don't need anything. You already have everything. And by not giving you anything in that demanding hand, no offense, you protect yourself from becoming distracted that you do need something, from buying into that illusion.
Okay, makes sense.
You see? Do you see how this is coming from love?
Yes. Can I ask something about it? Yeah, because it's also unconscious when I'm not really feeling that I want to reach something or I want to, but my attention is just, I don't know, getting backward or away. And that, if I understand it right, it's just bringing me back to what is here already.
Yes.
Right? So I don't need to follow what is happening.
Yes.
It's okay when I miss parts.
Well, you never do. You never miss anything.
Conscious.
You're entirely complete in every single moment.
Yes.
It's physically not possible for you to miss anything. You're as complete as you can possibly be, and you will always be that complete. Including your question marks, including things that are perhaps still frustrating to you. You are as complete as you can be and doing the best you can, are you not?
Mm-hmm.
So you can love that. you can look at that as complete. That's what your higher self is attempting to get your attention to. Land in this here and now with all that is, instead of remaining distracted by what you believe should be or has been. Because really, technically speaking, that is not you anymore, and that is not you right now either.
Mm.
Do you understand? You're not
Yes.
focused there, unless you keep on believing that you are.
What was your last sentence?
You are not focused there. You are focused in this here and now when you make the past or the future as important as if it is here and now. In a sense, it's all happening at the same moment. But the illusion you create around it in your head distracts from your focus here and now with what is here and now. And you came to explore in this space-time reality, one frame after another, you see, without insistence of the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you start insisting what something should be in the future or what it should have been in the past, you take away from the sensation of completeness in the here and now. Not that you are actually not complete. You create that sensation, which can be experienced as very real, but it's still just a sensation and just, again, a messenger letting you know you're not in alignment with your true higher self. Which is okay, which is beautiful. Thank you, messenger. Thank you, I love you. Without you, I would have never figured this out. I would have just remained walking in this blankness, not knowing where it comes from. But now you're, hey, cool, another blank. So I must be somewhere very far out for not perceiving anything, even though there's so much right here around me to enjoy, to love, to be with, to be, to land in, to breathe in. And that way you return yourself home. Does this arrive?
Yes, it does.
Thank
It's
you.
very clear. Thank you.
Can you play with this?
Yeah, I can.
Well, thank you.
Thank you too.
You are so welcome.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I'll ask you something.
Well, yes.
I love the reading channeling work,
Thank you.
but sometimes I'm wondering, what am I receiving? Whom am I receiving, talking to? I always call it source, but it also feels like there's only me in the universe.
And you're right.
Yeah, but then I love being here, other creatures. I mean, like you and me. Talk a bit more about that.
When you say it's only me in the universe, that's what you said, correct?
Yeah.
Well, you are the universe. So if you feel that, if it is not colored in with a sensation of loneliness or despair, then in a sense you are in wholeness and oneness with yourself. And there's no desire there, there's no questions there. Everything is absolutely perfect. And whenever you turn inward and you take a few breaths and you focus on your heart, that's how quickly you can get there. You see. Practicing that opens the door for all the other parts that you have created within your awareness to come in. And so when you speak with other parts of you, which is what you do when you are speaking to other people, which is what you do when you walk through your reality bubble, the way you perceive your world. You walk through a holographic reality that you have created around yourself, and that you are also the center of. It is like a Matryoshka doll, the Russian dolls that open up and you can put one into the other, into the other, into the other. You are both the core center of it and the outer shell. Even though really, there is no inside and no outside that we can point you to. Eventually, it is all one. So you, the universe, all that is, are one. And within that, you have created an immense amount of reality layers to play with. and it translates in many languages and in many shapes and forms. You can, as you probably know, in your waking daily life, as you consider it to be, really in your dream, you can perceive all kinds of symbols as you go about your day. You can notice colors, flowers, words, things that other people say that have meaning to you, that you can use as little markers on your road. And you'll be speaking to yourself, really. You will have opened your heart, your ears, in that sense, for the language that is constantly being spoken to you, with love, without fail, with endless compassion. That is guidance. That is a guide dance. You can connect with your higher self and be so still and serene there that other guides on your invitation, or seemingly unexpected, may join the dance and start whispering other things, new information into the mix. It is not always necessarily important for you to know who is speaking. More so, you will find that they will send messages and observe what you do with them. As you go about your way, about your life, and choose, perhaps, your choice, to use the information in any particular way, to ground the circuit from non-physical to physical, in this sense, into the plane of dimension that you have decided to be a part of, to bring your, perhaps interstellar, perhaps astral. We're not going to pinpoint anything for you here. We're not allowed to do that. As you pick up on these energies and ground them into your reality realm, as you perceive it, you let them know, you let your higher self know, I am ready for more, because look, I'm using it up. So now there's a new gap, there's new space on the table for new stuff to be put on. The more you do that, the more messages you will draw in, allow in, really, because this is effortless. And it will come on your path of highest excitement, in your joy, in your excitement, automatically. For some it comes through paintings, for some it comes through writing. Only recently we spoke to a person who wrote a book in an impulse. It took her 4 months. She wrote about all the awkward things she believed happened when she was 16. Afterwards she read the book and she discovered things that had actually happened that she was never completely aware of. And she was answering her own questions about it in the book by following the impulse of writing. If it is relevant truly for you to know who the messenger is, it will be revealed to you. Do not worry. If the question mark about that is bigger for you than the energy you put into using the actual message, that will probably stay on the side a little bit more and await to see what your next step will be. Do you see, this is a dance as well. Mm-hmm. And their only main reason for connecting is love, is passion, is excitement, in that sense, to cross-connect with you in a conscious way. But nothing within that dance wants to take away, ever, any, even the slightest bit of your individual self-empowerment. And they understand that sometimes, in some occasions, there is a risk, quote unquote, by giving that kind of information, that the person begins to focus more on the source, whatever name or label is tagged onto that, than on the information itself. And it is that pitfall that you, in a sense, are protecting yourself for. Because understand that any message that any guide from any level wants to give it to any one of you comes always and only through the filter of your higher self. And you love yourself so much, you're only gonna let through what truly serves you. And so you will sometimes leave out some things because your higher self understands it won't serve you. You see. Yeah. So there's only divine timing in this. You can still love your own curiosity. You're not trespassing by being curious. Nonetheless, all the other things we just shared with you are also a message of your own guides to you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Does this help?
Yes, thank you.
Can you dance with that?
Yes, I can.
Thank you so much.
Still curious, but okay.
You can love that. Don't beat yourself up bad for being curious. That's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Arjun.
Hey.
I'm curious as well, and I would love to know
How fun.
about you and your civilization.
Yes.
About how you experience art or creativity, and in art, particularly in what ways you enjoy, for example, your creativity or music in your civilization, and are you all telepathically enjoying those types of expressions?
Yes and yes.
I thought so. But could you share something to inspire us?
Well, whether it will inspire or not is up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But we can share a little bit of how art is being enjoyed in our reality. But first, let us tell you this, that what art is in your world, the way art communicates or invites you to communicate with yourself and other people. And this is in many languages possible, obviously. Dance, music, paintings, singing, and many, many more. The way that invites you to communicate is the way, you could say, that we communicate with anything. Do you understand this so far?
Yes.
We consider life as a huge piece of art.
Yes, I do.
And with that deep appreciation, and with that same curiosity that you may have about why a certain painting was painted, why these colors, how did they do that? That is how we examine reality as we perceive it. Obviously supported by our deeper understanding of the structure of that reality. And with 100% trust, without fail, of all of that being carried by unconditional love, as it is. This is why, when we share with you the principle of following your highest excitement in any given moment to the best of your ability, without insistence to the outcome, we're adding that for you, you see, to give you the complete package that can give you the biggest amount of expansion possible in every single here and now. But for us, it is in our genes. It doesn't even occur to think about an outcome. You understand? We are wired in a way. We understand as we explore every step along the way that we are in this here and now, looking at the art piece of all that is, exploring it with awe and amazement, but not believing or thinking that we need to fill in where that should go next, you see. And also understanding that it will go everywhere that it needs to in order for all that is to explore itself. And we simply focus on the one direction that excites us the most in any given moment. But this is automatic for us. In our world, music, to just mention one of those art forms that you have on your earth, plays a tremendously big factor. Sound and frequency waves are understood on multidimensional layers by our people and used also for the benefit of our entire race, even our planet. Do you understand? We use sound frequencies to speak with our planet, as you do, as your indigenous people understand you can do, and you are rediscovering here and there on your planet, and this is increasing this awareness. Have you heard of, for instance, the Solfeggio frequencies?
Yes.
This is one such angle at which you can look at this.
And of the stone speakers, which was shared by Bashar.
Yes. So you are ready, because this information would not come to you if you were not ready, all in divine timing. You're ready to remember this and play in that sense with sound, with music, in that way, if you so desire. We're letting you know we do that all the time, and we're having a lot of fun with that. We do use some instruments, rather basic, you would say, but they don't need to be very complicated for us, because we hear more than you do, as you have your empath and you call them highly sensitive children, for instance, and people on your planet that share with you that some loud noises are very invading to them because they hear so much of the spectrum. We hear more of the spectrum than you do. So we don't need much sound to hear a lot, to feel a lot, to fully tune in with it, to resonate with it. We surrender to the sounds that we offer each other completely. And we encounter each other, you could say, synchronistically in divine timing. When there is a craving for a certain sound that we were not even aware of, and then we run into the people who are making that kind of music to dive into, to enjoy together. We sing. We love to sing. The idea of toning on your world comes very close to a type of singing that is being shared a lot on our planet. Do you understand?
Yes.
The creation of overtones. For you too, we're giving you a lot of hints among the sharing you can see. For you too invites beings of higher frequencies, of other frequencies, to join you in the dance of the sound. The overtones is you and more of you in many, many ways. So this is one thing we enjoy to share in that way. Although, like you asked before, we do not speak, we are telepathically connected. So we can sing and talk about the dishes in the meantime. Kidding there, we don't do dishes, but you see what we mean.
But you do have a certain kind of physicality as compared to how we experience physicality. In the sense that it's more dreamlike perhaps than we can imagine, but
yes,
still with an aspect of
it's more like
concreteness. Or...
if you would have a lucid dream, the way you can be aware of your own body in that. But we do have a physical form, and we do create that form to be uniquely us, do you understand?
Yes.
So there is
individuality.
And
in expression as well.
Exactly. And that still has somewhat of a physical form in the sense that you would perceive us right now as harder to grasp, more ethereal, but as your world is stepping up in frequency, we will become more dense to you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because you become more ethereal, and therefore we will meet each other in that place. And perhaps you ever had a dream where you could touch a person, or they touched you, and you felt their touch. There is physical awareness in the higher realms. You do not need to be in this particular density for that. So we have our senses. We understand that the telepathy, which you still call the sixth sense, which really in a sense is the seventh, is a part of that, is actually the reality bubble we live in. We understand that everything we encounter is a part of us, or even further, is us. We're talking to you, deeply understanding you are us. And we love you unconditionally. So, with that awareness and understanding that that is something that is known, basically, that is in the genes, this understanding from birth, our society, you may imagine, functions quite a bit different than yours. But art, yes, makes out a big deal of that. We play also with the planet in the sense that we plant flowers and trees in certain orchestrations. We play with the colors. We play with the animals that are our friends. We share because we understand we are all one. You see? And there's a lot of playing going on in that sense. And it is very artistic. Automatically. Because we recognize the piece of art that is within us and within all of you. Endless potential.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Happy playing and expressing with all of this.
Yes.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
Do you have big cities on your planet, or is it more like Bashar? They talk about a park-like planet with cities on ships, or
There are no big cities.
Okay.
It is more like you have understood from Bashar as well.
okay,
There are structures, there are some buildings in that sense. Well, you would perhaps call them buildings in your language. We do not know of another translation in your language for it, but there are structures.
Yeah.
They're not built the way your houses are. They're much more organic. We speak with our houses. They speak with us.
Uh-huh.
They breathe, almost, you could say. And in a sense, also literally. Because what we build is organic, of nature. And building, in that sense, would perhaps not even be the correct translation either. It is more growing.
It's growing. Yeah.
So, in that way, we have some structures of different kind of energy, pattern, frequencies, more crystalline, as in crystal, which would be then the densest form, or more flexible, fluid, more that you would describe as plasma, you see,
Yeah.
Liquid
Or-
light.
electrolyte, or nanotechnology.
Yes.
The bigger groupings of living communities in that sense within a structure, as you mean by a city, are indeed on ships.
Okay. Yeah. Right. And in the last transmission from Bashar, he talked us about all the different ships that are above planet Earth
Many.
to help us. And do you also have a grid like that, like ships who are assisting us?
Yes, we are part of that. The hybrids work in synchronous.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great. And where's do you have some locations where?
Can we see it?
No, I mean,
Look outside.
Many of those, in a sense, many of those
yeah.
are known to you. Those that are or have been pinpointed throughout your past as vortices
Okay. Yeah.
are all a part of that.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
But there are more, and there are, you could say, stop vortices and parts that haven't been identified as such by at least the majority of you just yet.
Mm-hmm.
And these things are shifting. Some of them are, well, you could say, kind of walking over your planet
Yeah.
and transitioning, as you are transitioning into a new version of yourself on a new version of planet Earth that is also shedding her old skins, metaphorically speaking, and becoming something new.
Okay.
Does that assist you?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Bashar says above the major mountains in the world and
Yes,
Yeah,
most of them, yes.
like that. Yeah.
Correct.
No.
And the pyramids,
Okay. Yeah.
some known, some unknown.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just not so familiar with the Yael. Well, not that I know of. So I'm trying to get more of a feeling of who you are.
Well, as has been explained to you before, we are the closest to you genetically.
Yeah.
In the hybridization project that you understand has been created between the Greys and you yourself in order to, well, give a loving chance to a lineage that ended on their future version of Earth.
Yes.
And to assist you, to provide for you the open invitation to take a different path, if you so desire. Now you are already on a very different path, and our communications are intenser than you perhaps may think. Many of our rays, the Yael, are reaching out, communicating with many of you. Some of you aware of it, some of you not. Understand that, roughly speaking, about a third of your planet, in one way, shape, or form, doesn't necessarily have to mean physically, but is involved in the hybridization project. So we are closer family, in that sense, than some of you may think.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
The children, more than ever, are interacting with you and beginning to play and have add their energy into the mix for many of those hybrid parents that you are. And it is very fun we get for them to explore your planet, to see what you are doing. As it is so otherworldly, in a sense. But on the other hand, they're beginning to fuse, merge, see where they could put their little feet down. You see?
Yeah.
So you're tuning into us, we're tuning into you, and you can do with that whatever you like. If you have any more specific questions, you can ask them. Feel free. We're getting to know each other, are we not?
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you for now.
Thank you.
Hi, Arjun.
And hello to you.
Hello. Is there still time?
Well, is there?
2 minutes, 50
created.
seconds. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Okay. Every now and then when I meditate,
Yes.
I see some like alien faces, how we call them. And I am curious about them. And I don't ask for them. I just ask for my soul and my guides and my higher self to join me while I meditate.
Yes.
And there were two. One was a almost transparent white, tiny person,
Yes.
and there was one. I could only see the head, the face, and he was showing me his face from all different points of view.
Angles.
Yeah,
yes.
angles. So what can you tell me about them, or what may you can tell me about them?
Thank you. Well, as you're sharing, we're tuning in with your team, let's say. One step back. They wish to let you know that when you invite your higher self, you're already always connected to it. You're just bringing your awareness back to that.
Yeah.
They come through that higher self. You see, first of all, that is always your filter. We repeat that for all of you. Because sometimes people think that it needs to be mentioned in that order. I'm connecting with my guides and my higher self. Yes, of course, you are. Always.
Yeah.
So, just to put that straight, you have certain connections that are curious about you the way you are curious about them. Now, they see that you in your life are looking at things from different angles before you really make up your mind. So they're showing themselves from different angles so that you can make up your mind.
Yeah, that's true.
And then don't come in too overwhelmingly. So they send the little ones first. So that you can feel into it and relax. And then decide what you perhaps wish to do with this. They know you need that little bit of time. So for now, you've been given this. Now you're asking this question, and then we can ask the question to you in return. Do you feel like doing anything with this? Or has it already perhaps inspired you to do anything with this?
Yes, it has. Yes.
Well, what was that, if you wish to share?
I am trying to channel as well.
You're channeling?
I'm channeling, I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay.
And I was starting that with a friend of mine who was asking me questions to pull the information out.
Okay, thank you. How was that?
It was really incredible to hear me talking and not being conscious, but being like in a separate room, sort of.
Oh, neutral.
Yeah, neutral room, yeah. Yeah, it was really nice. It was really loving energy and so very soft and so fluid comes the information.
Fluid would be your hint as to where this energy is coming from. Good. Don't spill the beans. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Well, happy unwrapping the gift.
Thank you very much.
So play with that.
Yeah.
You will find that it will surface and dive under,
Okay.
all in divine timing.
Okay.
And as you continue to play with what is being given, more pearls and more information can roll your way.
Thank
You can
you.
be allowed in.
Yes.
But from what we're getting, you are always, of course, but with this also, right on track. And they're very excited for you as you are for them.
Okay.
Does that assist you, or is there anything specific that you want to know about this?
Yeah. Are there any hybrid children from me there?
Yes, but they are more on the sideline.
Yeah. Are they coming when I lift my energy? Are they coming more in the front line?
They hear your invitations.
Okay. Good.
But you could say that with your serious connections,
Mm-hmm.
you are seriously grounding and paving the way for more to come in.
Okay.
The children also have their own explorations
Yes, of course.
and cross-connect with you in slightly different manners than the focused, specific channeling action that you've been sharing right now was like.
Mm-hmm.
So they're on different topics with you, is what we're getting from now, but they do like to tune in. That's what we mean by they're on the sideline.
Of course.
So they do
yes.
listen to your radio station. Your flame antenna.
Very nice.
Yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm really excited.
And so are they, and so are we. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we are very, very excited for all of the dancing that we have just done with you and that is still continuing in our hearts. And we invite you for this very last moment to close your eyes and take another nice deep breath in and out. To really sink your awareness in your heart. And if you want to play this little game with us, stretch out your hands before you, before your belly, more or less. Not in a tense manner, in a loose, calm, loving manner. Like a bowl, like you're holding a bowl. And picture above your hands, slightly above your hands, just a few centimeters in between them, rotating in the loveliest light of the color of your liking, your planet Earth, your Gaia, and see how she tilts and turns with clouds and oceans, forests, savannas, mountains, nature, people, children, animals, everything. And we invite you to visualize that with your next, whenever you're ready, 3 deep and calm breaths. You take the energy, the enthusiasm, the curiosity, the love, the compassion from your heart and breathe it into and around your beautiful planet as you wrap her into any color of your liking. Breathe it on her and everything on it, everyone on it. And feel in your hands as she perhaps starts to sing, to radiate in a different tone, a new frequency, tingling your hands, hugging you in return. Oh, thank you. And then ever so gently, very softly, begin moving your hands up towards your chest. And see how this beautiful planet can be merged with your beating heart. And that is where your hands land and where we all meet. Now, in your dreams, you keep on gazing up, but do not forget the ground you walk upon. because they go hand in hand, heart in heart, breath in breath, heartbeat in heartbeat. We have immensely enjoyed this dance, and we wish you continuous musical days. Namaste.
Namaste.